If you've struggled to scale your deal flow as a wholesaler or flipper and you are ready to scale your deal flow and take control of your marketing, then this video is for you. So the first thing that we need to understand if we want to scale our marketing as a wholesaler or flipper is we need to understand how much we can pay to acquire a deal. In order to understand how much we can pay to acquire a deal, we first have to look at marketing in relationship to the entire company. Now, typically, we want to see a return on marketing spend of 4 to 5x ROI. So that means if we put in $10,000 into our marketing department, we want to see $40,000 or $50,000 in return from our marketing spend. So each month, if we're looking at our marketing spend in relationship to what we're bringing in from that, we want to be seeing a 4 to 5x return on investment from our marketing spend each month. So that's the first thing that we got to understand. Now, typically the reason why we want to see this is because when we look at our P&L inside of a wholesaling company, we typically want the marketing section of your P&L to be 20 to 25% of whatever your expenses are. So if you bring in $100,000, we want your marketing spend to be no more than $20,000 to $25,000 if you are bringing in $100,000. So that is the relationship that marketing has with the entire company. So that's why we have to keep the ROI at 4 to 5x. Because if we start going below that, that means it's cutting into our margins, and that means that our profitability in the company starts to decrease if we go below that. So next, once we understand the relationship, we need to figure out exactly how much we can pay to acquire a deal. Well, in order to figure this out, we want to look at how much our average profit per deal is right now in our business. So when you look at your business over the course of the last 6 to 12 months, how much is your average profit per deal in your business? So you take your total revenue and you divide it by how many deals you've done inside of your business. This is going to give you your average profit per deal for your company over the last 6 to 12 months. Once you have figured out this number, let's just say it's $20,000. This is going to now show you how much you can pay to acquire a deal, because we want to figure out the most we can pay to acquire a deal. Dan Kennedy, who's one of the godfathers of direct response marketing, says that the business who can pay the most to acquire a deal will always win. And so that means that we want to figure out the max amount that we can pay to acquire a deal if we're going to be able to scale our company. So let's just say your average profit per deal is $20,000. Well, what we want to do is we want to divide that by 4, because that means that's going to give us the max CPA that we can afford for our business. CPA stands for cost per acquisition. So if we divide 20,000 by 4, that means that we would still have a 4x ROI from our marketing spend. That would be $5,000. That means that in this scenario, our max cost per acquisition would be $5,000. That means the most we can spend to acquire a deal is $5,000. So that gives us clarity on how much we can spend when we go to spend money on marketing. So now we are empowered. Now we know if I need to close 5 deals in order to reach $100,000 per month, I know that I need to go in and spend at least $25,000 in order to close 5 deals with a max CPA of $5,000. Now, your CPA might be a lot lower than that right now, but this is the max CPA. So that means if you go into a new marketing channel, you know the max amount that you can spend to acquire a deal with whatever marketing channel you're using. This will also give you a guideline into which marketing channels are going to be best for you, because let's just say your max CPA is only $3,000 because your average profit per deal is $12,000, then that means that, pay-per-click marketing might not be a good marketing channel for you. Direct mail marketing might not be a good marketing channel. Some of these more expensive inbound channels may be out of reach right now while your average profit per deal is just $12,000. This also shows us what we need to focus on in order to improve our business, in order to grow the business. Because the higher your average profit per deal, the more that you can pay to acquire a deal, the more money you can spend with your marketing. So if you can spend more money on marketing, typically you're gonna be able to do more deals, you're gonna be able to do more deals consistently. So where does this come into play when increasing your consistency in your deal volume? Well, you know now exactly how much you can pay to acquire a deal, and you know what you should be able to do on the marketing side as far as like how much you can spend. So now literally it's just up to you as far as how much you're willing to spend each month in order to get the consistency that you want to have inside of your business. So if you want $100,000 per month and you're averaging $20,000 per deal, then are you willing to spend $25,000 in order to get $100,000 per month? The ones who are the ones who are going to have consistent deal volume all the time in their business. This is literally how I've been able to scale multiple companies to the multiple seven-figure level, is by understanding what my max cost per acquisition is for the marketing channels that I'm using. So I know exactly what I need to spend every single month in order to get the deal volume that I want to. So if you want to increase your deal volume, find out what your max CPA is and go spend that money. Hey, if you're looking for help growing your real estate business, I have attached some free resources for you in the description below. Go check them out. And if you haven't, click the like button and click the subscribe button so that you get notified of the new videos that are coming out every single week.